Listen, y'all, somebody was trying to guilt trip you into ignoring your intuition and into allowing them to treat you like as if you should not respect yourself. They could have been trying to make you feel like you were wrong for standing up for yourself. They could have been trying to make you feel like you were stupid or you were dumb. Maybe you called them out for something. Maybe you pointed out something that they were doing, something that was not right. Maybe they weren't giving you an equal give and take in a situation of some sort. Or maybe they were just being, they were, some of you all, you were, let's just say it what it is. Some of you all were dealing with very narcissistic individuals, all right? Or individuals who feel entitled to you, or entitled to control you, or entitled to make you do what they want you to do. And they could have been trying to guilt trip you into continuing to either deal with them or into continuing to have a relationship with them that you may not have wanted to, or that you felt like was not valuable or not worthy. For some of you all, you could have recognized that these individuals were lying. They weren't telling the truth about something, or they could have been trying to mislead you. And they may have tried to guilt trip you into going along with whatever it was that they wanted you to go along with, but you didn't. You refused to go along with the nonsense. You refused to shut up and be quiet. You refused to ignore your own intuition and what you feel is the truth. All right. Some of you all, these individuals could have tried to do things like make you feel like you were weird or wrong or odd or stupid. They could have tried to make you look like, they could have tried to mess with your reputation in some way or another, so that if you ever decided to tell the truth about them or expose them for something that they were doing, or if you just decided to stop dealing with them, other individuals would not know what to believe in the situation, whether if they should believe you, what you said happened or occurred, or whether they should believe someone else or something else, all right? But some of you all are definitely dealing with some kind of guilt tripping, all right? And an individual of some sort that is trying to make you feel guilty for either not wanting to deal with them, for not for not believing some sort of nonsense that they want you to believe, or for choosing what is best for you, for working on yourself. Maybe some of you all are putting more time, effort, and energy into yourself. Maybe you really want to get better at something, or improve your life, or improve your situation somehow. There's something that you've been doing where you've been putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into yourself, or into something that you find to be very valuable, all right? And some of these individuals, they could be used to you pouring a lot of your time, effort, and energy into them. They could be used to you putting them first, or seeing them as more worthy or as more valuable than your own self, or than your own, an example, intuition. Because for some of you all, they're used to you just believing the things that they say to you, or they're used to you just following whatever it is they tell you to do. And some of you all could be questioning things. You could be seeing through some sort of lies or some sort of facade of some sort, all right? And they could be just hoping that you just go along to get along, so to say, or that you just continue to give up or sacrifice yourself, or to continue to ignore what's obvious and what cannot be ignored, right? And so these individuals are really pissed off. For some of y'all, they're really pissed off at you that you're choosing not to go along with some sort of charade, or some sort of facade, or some sort of lies, or a scheme of some sort, or that you don't just, you know, get in your place, so to say. They feel like you are supposed to be in a certain position or a certain place, or you're supposed to act a certain way, or do a certain thing, or believe a certain way, and you're not doing that. And so they feel some type of way about it. All right. Many of you all have been spending a lot of time focused on yourself, whether it be the things that you care about, the things that are important to you. Maybe you have some sort of goals of some sort that you are, that you've been working very hard to accomplish. All right. But you have taken a lot of time to focus on what is most important to you. And for some of you all, other individuals could not be used to that. They could be used to you always sacrificing your time, effort, and energy for them. They could be used to you always going along to get along, or they could be expecting that from you. All right. But it looks like you're taking the proper actions that are needed for you to keep yourself in good condition, keep yourself in good health, to keep yourself full of energy, vibrant, optimistic. All right. For some of you all, these individuals could be very pessimistic, and they don't like the fact that you are so optimistic and forward looking, right? You have a lot of hope, a lot of faith, a lot of optimism for either yourself or a situation of some sort. For some of you, all these individuals like when you feel hopeless, or when you don't know what to do next, or when you feel like the world's against you, or things of that sort. They were not expecting that you would be as strong or as self-determined as you are. For some of y'all, for whatever reason, these individuals have some sort of weird perspective or ideas about you, okay? Or about where they fit into your existence, so to say. Okay, some of you all could have you could have been the one to put somebody in their place, so to say. You could have let them know that you're not going to allow them to treat you any type of way. You're not going to just go along and get along. You're not going to just believe whatever it is that they want you to believe. You're not going to ignore your own intuition, because for some of you all, they could be giving you different reasons for as to why they did something, or why something happened or occurred, and you just really strongly have a strong knowing, so to say, that it's not true, or that what they're trying to get you to believe is not what you should be believing. For some of you all, this could be that they care more about you than they actually do. They could maybe want you to think or believe that they care more about you than they do, or that they're really on your side, or that they're really for you, or that they're that they can be trusted, or whatever the case may be. All right. And some of these individuals, there's different reasons why they are doing this. They get some sort of benefit from you believing some sort of narrative that they want you to believe in, or they get some sort of benefit of some sort from having you feel like you are subject to them, or that you have no control over a situation of some sort, or that they get this weird this weird sense of superiority when you don't point out the obvious, so to say, which is that either they don't have the type of control over you that they think that they do, or that they're not as great of an individual as they think that they either try to make people out to believe that they are, or that they think that they are. For some of you, it's just this you being you makes them not be able to, for whatever, however, to gain something that they want to gain from a situation. All right, whether it be they can't have people believing some narrative that they want people to believe, because, well, if you're not believing in it, then it makes other individuals question that, right? But the thing is, you have every right to believe what you believe, and in fact, you're not wrong. All right, so an example, if you thought that somebody was acting like they're really for you, or acting like they're the good guy, so to say, or that they can be trusted and whatnot, you could have recognized that that's just not what it is. Okay. Some of you all could have recognized, maybe somebody was trying to convince you to invest more in them, to spend more time and effort and energy onto them, or to see them as more valuable or as more worthy than they actually are. And for some of you all, you know, you're just not going to lie to yourself. All right. You're not going to lie to yourself. You're not going to play into some sort of charade or some sort of facade. You don't care for the validation of whoever these individuals are, especially if they want to give you validation for believing a lie, or if they want to make you feel like you're worthy because you sacrificed yourself, or because you did something that was not beneficial for you, or for your goals, so to say, right? And so for some of you, all these individuals wanted you to give up your integrity of some sort of integrity that you have. All right, because some of you all have very powerful moral codes, some things you're just not going to do, some things you're just not going to go along with. An example, maybe you're just not going to allow somebody to make you feel like you're less than, to make you feel like you're not as valuable as you actually are, to you're not going to allow somebody to make you lie to yourself. You're not gonna do certain things that violate your sense of integrity, right? And so they could be upset because maybe they're used to people just going along with violating their integrity or giving up their moral code or things of that sort. Or like I said, they guilt trip people into making them believe things are true that are not true about them. Okay, an example, that they are the good guy when they are not, or that they really care and really want the best for you when their actions may say otherwise. All right. So you definitely accepted the situation for what it was. You did not try to sugarcoat it. You did not try to, because for maybe some of you all in the past, you could have been trying to give these individuals the benefit of the doubt. When your intuition could have been telling you that, hey, they don't deserve it, or hey, they're not actually telling the truth, or hey, they're acting like they really love you, or they're acting like they really care for you, or they're acting like they're really cool when they're not, etc., right? So yeah, many of you all decided to deal with whatever came from the situation. An example, if they stop talking to you, if they stop dealing with you, if they stop, doing things that you would think an individual who says they're really for you would do, right? When they do these things, it makes it obvious that what your intuition thought about them is what it was, right? And so you're not wrong for trying to make the best out of your situation and trying to make sure that you're doing things that are best for you. And many of you all, there are people who realize that something has tremendously happened for you for the better in your situation, okay? You could have stopped dealing with an individual, or stopped dealing with a situation, or stopped going along with something, or you could be speaking out more than maybe you're used to, or maybe you did before. But there's like a glowing, okay? You could be glowing, all right? Because many of y'all feel like a weight has been lifted off you. You could feel like a whole new individual because you're not going along, get along, or you're upholding your integrity, your moral code, your moral values, so to say. Many of you all, this has to do with your divine mission of some sort. There could have been individuals that were trying to get you to give up on a divine mission, okay, or some sort of divine spiritual union that you may have, or something about spiritual. They might have been trying to convince you to use your spiritual gifts in ways that aren't good for you, or that go against what the divine may want for you. All right, some of you all, the divine could be speaking to you. It could be showing you different signs. It's almost like the feeling you feel now that you've made this choice or this decision to go the way that you want it to go, or to do something the way that you want it to do it, or to no longer go along with some sort of charade or facade or something like that. It's almost like, because for some of y'all, when you weren't, how do I say this? This is so weird. It's almost like an individual, like if you were to go along with their view of something, or how something happened, or their program, so to say, if you were to go along with that, you would have ended up in a reality that was not what you were meant to end up in, or you would have accepted some sort of reality that is not true, or is not genuine, or is not what you're meant to divinely be doing or going along with. But it looks like whatever this choice or this decision is, as far as you, whether it's like putting more time, effort, and energy into yourself, or speaking out about something, or going against some sort of lies or some sort of bullshit, all right? This is a really powerful decision for you, and it has put you in, it has allowed you to take full control over your power. It's almost like an individual wanted you to give up your power, or they wanted you to allow them to control you, or or to try to make you go along with some sort of like narrative of some sort of lie or something. It's like somebody lies, they know they lie, and then it's almost like they try to guilt trip individuals into not believing the lie. That's crazy. Into not believing their own intuition, or not following their own intuition. It's like magic what these individuals are doing, or it's like they're trying to uphold some sort of illusion of some sort, or they wanted you to go along with it, or but it's like people see the truth for what it really is, or you see them for who they really are, or what's really going on. So there's something about like some of these individuals believe in some sort of like spiritual knowledge that's not accurate, or it's not true. And you know it isn't. It's almost like an individual trying to use some sort of spiritual knowledge to condemn someone, but the spiritual knowledge they're using is not true, or has been tampered with, or it's been intentionally made to mislead people, or like, that's really random and wild, y'all. You know, it's almost like it would be like an individual using the Bible to try to manipulate somebody into believing something, but that's not what the Bible is saying, or it's like that. Okay, or some sort of religion, or some sort of spiritual ideologies, or spiritual beliefs of some sort. All right, some of you all, that could be what you have distanced yourself from, or stop going along with. You know, maybe you have individuals who are like, that have some sort of spiritual beliefs, or some sort of religious beliefs or ideologies of some sort, and you know that they're false, or you know that they are not, that they don't mean what they think they mean, or something like that, and so you're just not going along with it. Or for some of y'all, you could have grown up in situations where individuals could have tried to use spiritual knowledge or religion or whatever to try to make you do what they wanted you to do, or to like make you fear standing up for yourself, or to try to make you be okay with them doing not so great things to you, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's something weird like that. It's like they want you to believe that something is okay, like some sort of programming or like control type like thing is like not working on you, or not working on other individuals. It's like you're not allowing them to either like guilt trip you into believing some sort of spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs or ideologies, or you can't be guilt tripped into seeing things in ways that are not beneficial for you, or something like that. Okay, you're able to control yourself. So it's almost like an individual was trying to use some sort of like spiritual tactics or spirituality or religion to control a situation or to control how somebody viewed something, or like they act like it's almost, you know, like how some individuals they act like they're like super religious, but they're really not, but they only act that way so that people think that they're good, or so that people think that they're trustworthy, but they don't really believe the stuff that they're acting like they believe, or it's something like that for some of y'all. All right. You know, it'd be like, you know how pastors guilt trip people into tithing, you know, like, and they try to manipulate things like words in the Bible. That's so wild, y'all. Or it's like an individual like actually practices witchcraft, like evil witchcraft, but they act like they're like super religious, and that they're like, you know, that they're righteous, and that they don't agree with that kind of stuff, but they actually practice it behind, like, what? Y'all, this is so weird where this where this information is revealing, okay? Or some of you all could study spiritual practices or religions or things of that sort because maybe you are interested in the types of like truths that they contain or something like that. For some of you all, you may study Kabbalah, or you have learned something about Kabbalah, or it's almost like an individual, like for some of y'all, these individuals could be trying to convince you that their way of doing something, or their religion, or their spirituality is like more holier than yours, or better than yours, or that you're practicing something demonic and evil, but they're like practicing it the same thing that you are, but in a different way, right? And they don't realize that they're doing what it is they're saying that you're doing, or for some reason or another they think that theirs is better than yours, or something like that. Is just so odd. It's like an individual try to convince you to like accept their religion or accept their spiritual beliefs or spiritual practices or something like that, but not by showing you truth though, or like not by convincing you in like a righteous way, or in a way that is filled with integrity. More of like trying to guilt trip you or make you feel like you're wrong for not seeing them in a certain way, or not going along with whatever it is they're trying to get you to go along with, you know? Maybe you could have had a conversation with these individuals, or you were trying to defend yourself or defend why you believe what you believe, or why you see something the way you see it, or maybe, you know, I hope this didn't happen for some of y'all. Some of y'all, look, what I'm sensing, some individuals could have tried to say that they would disown you, or they wouldn't want you to be involved with them or around them if you believe something spiritually different than them, or excuse me, something about something is dry, okay? They may have a watered down version of something, or like something is not the truth, something that they believe in, or they think that you're evil and you're not, or they don't recognize or realize that they're practicing magic, but they think that they're this is weird, y'all. It's something like that. And I just keep sensing the tree of life, okay? I keep seeing, like, visualizing that within the message, within those cards. Like, something about the tree of life, or the Kabbalah, like the... This is really interesting. So, like, That is, you know, a lot of you all are into different spiritualities, different religious ideologies and practices and beliefs and stuff like that. So some of y'all could have been studying that recently, or you know, it's like how some people use verses in the Bible to defend like the evil that they do, like the messed up stuff that they do. You know, like how the Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days will be long, or something of that sort. It's like individual. It's like if people were to use that to try to make people honor them, even though they're not honorable, or something. Like, you get what I'm saying? Or like people excusing different parts that say like people can have like take people, you know, against their will kind of stuff. Like, no, like there's no way that you spin that where it would be okay to do stuff like that to people. Like it's stuff like that. And it's like individuals trying to convince you to believe or see something as okay that's not okay, or to ignore or to see something as wrong that's not wrong. An example, practicing magic, right? Practicing magic in and of itself is not wrong, all right? And there are a lot of religious individuals that like condemn witchcraft and all kinds of stuff, and they don't even, for whatever reason, they don't even realize that a lot of the stuff that they believe or do would be considered witchcraft. So, or it's similar to witchcraft, you know? So it's like some of y'all could have had an argument with someone recently, or somebody could have like been prejudiced against you because of your spiritual beliefs or your spiritual practices of some sort or something like that. But they don't, like, the stuff that they do is not too much different than what you do, or they're actually wrong in the situation and you're correct. You're not wrong for believing or moving or thinking or doing the things that you do, right? For some of you all, you may have certain spiritual gifts or spiritual abilities, and these individuals think that they have a monopoly on what spiritual gifts and abilities are approved and which ones are not, right? So like, in example, individuals think that there are some people who believe that if a spiritual gift or ability was not mentioned in the Bible, that it doesn't exist, or that it's not real. Like, it's like weird like that, like stuff like that. Like, you think that this one book is gonna contain everything ever in existence within it? Like, come on, man. So, but anyway, it's like that type of stuff. Like, maybe you have some sort of spiritual gifts or abilities, and they think that they're evil when they're not, right? Charismatic gifts or abilities of some sort, or maybe because of how you, maybe what you do. Maybe you study yourself a lot. Maybe you're not as social as somebody else may be. Maybe you're more secretive about the things that you do, how you do them, why you do them, and you have very good reason for that. From I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, so for some of y'all, that's what it is. You stay to yourself. You don't like to intermingle with too much bullshit like that. You don't like to deal with too many people like that. And so because of that, individuals try to make you feel like you're wrong or weird, or you're hiding something, or you're not to be trusted because you like to stay to yourself, or you don't want to deal with no bullshit like that, or because you're more weary maybe about believing certain things, or just accepting certain narratives or views or perspectives of reality, right? And so an individual or group of people could not be used to you just not accepting what it is they want you to accept, or just believing whatever it is that they believe. Maybe they don't question the things that are told to them. Maybe they don't question why they believe certain things, right? They just believe it, you know? Maybe they were guilt tripped into thinking certain things are the way that they are, or that, you know, that they should believe and see reality in the ways that they do. Maybe they were guilt tripped into that at some point, you know, who knows? But yeah, But whatever this is, these individuals are not able to like make you do what they want you to do. You're going to do what you want to do regardless. You're going to believe how you want to believe regardless. And if they're sitting up there and not wanting to be involved with you, because maybe you have a different spiritual belief than them, I doubt that, like an example, I doubt that Jesus Christ would have been that way, because it's my understanding that Jesus Christ was with people who probably weren't looked at as the most holiest, holier than thou type individuals, right? Which then makes you question and wonder why did Jesus choose to be with individuals like that? And Jesus never acted holier than thou and all these other different things, you know? So, but anyway, so it's like, an individual could have tried to make it seem like something that you believe is wrong or something of that sort, but they actually believe things that are wrong, or they believe in a doctrine of some sort that was intentionally manufactured with lies in it or something like that. Okay, it's not the truth, or it, because it's the way that it is. Yeah, it's something like that, y'all. I know this is just so random, and but that's what that's what the message is, okay? So some of y'all, maybe you study magic, okay? Maybe you know the true understandings or the true meanings of magic. Maybe you study metaphysics and things of that sort, and because you study these things, some individual automatically believes that you're evil, or that you're not, you know, to be trusted, or, you know, things of that sort. Yeah. But there are individuals who do trust you. Maybe you've had conversations with these people about what you believe, or how you believe, or, you know, or why you believe what it is that you believe, and it makes sense, like, or you have some sort of ability to defend your beliefs, right? Or something like that. Okay, but individuals know that you're reliable. There are other people who know that you're reliable, that you're worthy, or you're trustworthy. Okay? You're very clever. You're very clever. And so that's one of the reasons why these individuals can't guilt trip you into doing things you don't want to do, or into believing things you don't want to believe, or into seeing things the ways that they want you to see them, even though that's not actually what occurred or happened, or it's a lie or something like that. You could have found something better. Okay, so some of you, all these individuals are mad because you decided not to deal with them, or you moved on from something because you found something better. You found something that an example, maybe you left a religion or a spiritual belief system of some sort, or a group that believes or sees things a certain way, and you found something that fits what you believe better, or what you feel like you could defend better, or something of that sort. Or it's something that doesn't require you to give up your integrity or your moral code, or something. Yeah, and so for some of you all, you could become kind of, like I said, you may have been staying to yourself more, or you may not have been expressing a whole lot of how you think or feel or view things, because you know that certain individuals may misjudge you, or prejudge you for like, they won't understand it, or they're so biased that they're unable to see anything as truth that it doesn't go along with their bias, or something like that. Okay, so you could have found out about something recently, or there's some like something you could have realized or found out about while you were researching. Maybe you recognize that something was fake news, or not true. Not true. Somebody was like, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like they wanted you to believe a lie of some sort, or like they wanted you to ignore your intuition. That's not what you did, though. Maybe for some of y'all, you could have put up boundaries when dealing with an individual, or with dealing with something. Like, you decided to not go along with some sort of nonsense anymore. You know? Whatever this is, though, you're feeling very confident in the choice or the decision that you made, or in yourself. Your faith is very strong. Your faith has not wavered. All right. So for some of you, all these individuals could have tried to say that you're that's odd. All right. Well, it looks like you all could have made a promise to yourself of some sort, or there's something about a promise. Okay, a promise was fulfilled, or you fulfilled a promise of some sort to yourself or to another individual. Okay, or you made a promise that you were going to do something and you did it, or then that could be why individuals feel that you are reliable, or you're able to trust yourself, you're able to trust your own intuition, your own intelligence. Because like, and I'm saying, okay, so intelligence, because like maybe you're gaining information from somewhere or from something that could be different than other individuals. All right, or maybe they didn't know that you knew as much as you know about something, or that you're able to again, you're very clever. It's almost like they don't want you to talk about. It's almost like you could show them the truth about some sort of spiritual beliefs or spiritual ideologies or religious beliefs or religion, something like that. And it's almost like they don't want some of y'all. They're like, or it don't have to be spiritual beliefs either. This could just be just something in general. Like, they could be afraid of. They know that you're very intelligent, you're very wise, and you're very knowledgeable, and it's almost like they're afraid of turning against God or against the divine or against like their spirituality or their religion by listening to you explain why you believe what you believe. What? Like, it's almost like they're scared of the truth. That's weird, because they don't, like, they've been guilt tripped into thinking that they have to believe something, or they have to go along with something, or they have to see something a certain way, and they're might be nervous that if they don't continue to believe or see things that way, that they may lose some sort of favor in the divine or God or something. Y'all, this is weird. Y'all, this reading, y'all, it's been like, I don't know, like a year or two since I got a reading like this type of, this is interesting. This is interesting. All right. For some of you all, these individuals may want you to feel like you got to be perfect to be worthy. Okay, or that could have been what they were like they act like they're perfect, or that they're righteous and good and all this stuff, but they're like not, though. They're not. Somebody's not. Okay? Or they do these things, they do something to make it look like they're good, like they're trustworthy, like they're reliable, like they're not evil, or like they're not messed up, or like, but you're actually the real deal, or you're legit, or you're like you have the truth, or you have the correct way to view something or to see something. You could have even given some sort of divine knowledge or wisdom. But somebody is very curious about something that you're doing. Okay? Like how you're continuing to succeed, or how you're continuing to defy their bullshit, or their whatever nonsense it is that they're trying to, like, I'm saying, it's like they've done this to other people. Like they've guilt tripped other people, but they can't do that to you. Okay? And for some of you all, this is not like spiritual, like this is just them trying to make you feel like you're obligated to do something for them, or obligated to go along with something that they want you to go along with, or to, you know, this would be like an individual wanting you to hate somebody who you have no reason to hate, or to see somebody as your enemy who's not your enemy, or to see somebody as evil who's not evil, and they or to make, or because they have this enemy or they hate somebody that you should too, type of thing. And it's like, but maybe you know that those individuals never did anything wrong to them, or so. It's like, y'all, this is just so you're able to see the truth of the situation. Wow. Wow, man. Wow. It's almost like somebody thought that you would be a pick-me of some sort, or like they expected you to want their favor or their praise or their, like, acceptance. Over, but to do that, you would have had to ignore your own intuition, or you would have had to compromise your morals or your integrity somehow, or something like that. Okay, but you didn't do that. Yeah, your intelligence, y'all, I'm telling you, you're really intelligent, you're very clever, and you also know some things that these individuals did not expect you to know. Or you could have found out something, or you some sort of research. You know, it'd be like an individual thinking that you're still, you know, young-minded, but you're actually extremely mature. Because they don't know all that you believe, or they don't know all that you've learned, or all that you've researched, or something like that. But you're able to see the truth of something. Some of y'all, it could have something to do with what's actually best for you, or what's best for you. Like I said, some of y'all, you found something better. You found something better. Something that's better for you, or something that is better in a situation, or there was a better way to go about something, or to do something. Some of y'all, that could be what they're trying to convince you to believe, that the way that they did something, or how they went about something, was what was best, or what was righteous or good, but it really wasn't, or something, you know? And like, you're really, like I said, some of y'all, these individuals are very narcissistic, or maybe even like, yeah, they're, so it's almost like some things make sense to them, you know, like they think it's okay to treat people like shit, or to ignore people, or to believe lie, or whatever, or to lie to people, or whatever. Like, they're okay with that, because that's what they believe in. That's what they, you know, like, it be like that's their spiritual belief somehow, is to do fucked up stuff to people, or to be rude and messed up, or to lie to people, you know, or they think that it's okay to just, you know, do people any kind of way. Like, it's weird like that, you know. So some of them, they don't realize how crazy what it is that they believe really is, because it's just normal to them. But you don't think that way, or you don't do stuff like that to people. And so maybe they're used to people just like being pick-me's, so to say, and just going on with the nonsense, that because they don't want to be seen as bad, or they don't want to be seen as wrong, or they don't want to be seen as not worthy, or they don't want to lose some sort of favor in the divine or God that they think they might lose, even though they probably wouldn't. Like, it's just, y'all, what? Yeah. And so it's like, it's not wrong for you to like think about the things the way that you do, or see things the way that you do. Okay? But they thought that they could convince you that. You know, it'd be like if enough individuals go around and tell a lie, they would hope that you would start to believe the lie, or that you would also too go tell the lie. Like, what? It's like they almost they thought that if they, you know, made you feel like an outsider or outcast or something like that, that you would just like bow down to them. But that's just not what it is. Okay? Some of y'all could have confronted these individuals about some sort of lies, or like you're justified in questioning what it is that they want you to believe, or how it is they want you to see something, or what's going on. Like, you're not wrong, you're not crazy, you're not stupid, you're not dumb, you're not none of the things that they may try to want you to believe that you are. And you're not, you know, it's actually best for you to actually question and have common sense, and but not just common sense, but also critical thinking skills, you know, like to be able to think really well, you know. To not just believe whatever people tell you. Like, I don't know why people think that they're that like yeah, that's anyway. I will not say I don't know why they believe. I know exactly why. They could have been trying to like hope they wow. Some of y'all, they could have even tried to like money. They could have tried to use money to try to control you, or to try to get you to do something, or to try to get you to go along with something, or yeah, that's wild. Or maybe that's what it is. They're mad because you won't, what? They're mad because you won't give them money, or you won't. That's what I'm saying. It's like for some of y'all, it's like an individual trying to convince you to tithe, or to like give money to something that you don't need to, or try to make you feel bad because you don't, you know, or it's like somebody trying to make you feel bad because you don't go to church, kind of thing, you know. That like whether or not you go to church does not determine how your faith in the divine, in God, like your relationship with God. You don't need a church to have a relationship with God or the divine. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, that type of thing. Like, I'm not saying that's exactly what it is going on in your situation, but it'd be like that. Like individuals trying to make you feel like you're wrong for not going to church, but you might be more spiritually inclined and have a more powerful relation with the divine than they do. You get what I'm saying? Like, right? Or they think because they don't practice some sort of thing that, or they don't believe so. Like, y'all, it's just, yeah. Yeah, somebody could have been trying to make you be afraid of like being different, but you're not afraid of that. You're not afraid of people not liking you, or people talking bad about you, or people spreading rumors about you. Like, you don't give a fuck about that. Like, you know that you're right, or you know you're correct in situation, or you know you're on the side of truth, so to say. You know, and it's like maybe they've tried to use these types of tactics on other individuals or something. Maybe they were able to, like I said, to guilt trip other people, or maybe other people didn't want rumors spread about them, or to deal with weird things, or maybe they didn't want to have to explain to other individuals why they're not dealing with somebody, or why they're staying away from somebody, or why they're you know. It's like your sense of pride, or your sense of confidence, or your sense of self does not come from the places that they thought that it did, you know. And for some of y'all, these individuals could be trying to get you to get over something when you shouldn't. Like, they could be trying to make you feel like you're wrong for wanting to find out something more about a situation or something that's going on, or because you didn't just, you know, accept whatever it was they wanted you to accept and move on, type of thing. Like, your ancestors are so proud of you guys. Wow. Yeah, you're definitely seeing the secrets of something. Okay? Or you know things about this earth realm, or about reality, or about like the universe or something like that, or spiritual, like some sort of spiritual knowledge or wisdom, some sort of esoteric knowledge or wisdom that others may not know and that they're not privy to. Or because for some of y'all, you could help enlighten an individual, but it's like maybe they won't. It's like, what's the point if they will just make up some reason to believe that you're wrong, or you're stupid, or you're dumb, or to ignore, like bias, like confirmation bias, or something. So you're very successful at something that you do. For some of y'all, giving yourself the love that you deserve, the attention, the honor, all those things was one of the best decisions that you have made. And you're not wrong for that, for giving yourself love, you know? Wow. So you're definitely very happy about something. Possibly about this choice or this decision that you made. You're proud of the choice or the decision that you made, or you're about to, wow, improve self. So some of y'all have worked on yourself, improved yourself in some way or another. It's like people are seeing the bit. If you took a lot of time from individuals, or you stay to yourself and focus on yourself more, or you're doing like something was good for you. Okay? It helped you tremendously. Yep. Things are working out for you. Wow. Okay? So yeah, so you were very considerate of the wants and needs of others, almost to a fault in the past. And so maybe you're more considerate of your own wants and needs more than what these other individuals want, you know? And you're not wrong for that, especially when you've been, or if you've been others focused for so long, you know? Yeah. Some of you guys, like, you have very powerful spiritual gifts or abilities, and I say that quite often, but like, it's the truth though. Somebody sees you as their lucky charm. They feel like life is much better when you're around, or when you're involved with them, or you could have an individual who defends you, or who's looking out for you, or who's you know, not going along with some sort of, maybe these individuals try to spread a narrative about you or something like that that's not true. They don't see you in the ways that somebody was trying to make them see you, okay? Because if they were trying to get people to ostracize you or to outcast you, that it did not work. Yeah. Okay? You're very advanced. So you're able to figure out things before others are able to, or something. You have some sort of gifts or abilities that are very profound. Yeah. So there are people who do wish the best for you, who are very happy for you, who may have seen these changes that you've made, or maybe they've seen you stand up for yourself, or maybe they've seen you, you know, speak some sort of truths, or whatever the case may be, and they're proud of you. Wow. Maybe you have some sort of story to tell, or something. Like, people find you to be very fascinating, or they find something that you're doing to be very fascinating. Wow. See that? And they can't trigger you. Like, they can't. Wow. Wow. They can't make you hate yourself. They can't make you see yourself as the problem when you're not. They can't. Y'all, this, whatever it is that they try, they some of them, they do this to other individuals, okay, and it works, but it didn't work for you. That them trying to make you hate yourself, or them trying to guilt trip you into going along with something, or them trying to get you to ignore the truth or ignore your intuition, or whatever the case may be. And it looks like the divine is definitely working really well with you. Okay, so whatever this promise was that you had for yourself, it looks like you fulfilled it, and it looks like it turned out for the better for you, and you have very happy, exciting things to look forward to. You know, you're really proud of yourself and proud of what you've done, and you have your moral code and your integrity intact. And look, y'all, hey, it's working. It's successful for you. What you're doing is working. So you're very clever. Okay. So I'm really happy, y'all. I'm really happy. Keep up the great work. With that being said, I'll see y'all in the next reading.